Alright, guys, Alliance War, Season 32, War number 12, final war of the season. Lots of fights. Again, we got Kingpin on Path 9, Phase 1, Hazard Shift. He's going to go ahead. He's no problem against this Massacre, especially because he is not immune to Incinerate. If you go against Massacre on Hazard Shift and you take an Incinerate immune at Champion and you try to be Incinerate immune against Massacre, you will take like degen damage from the when you're Incinerate immune. So that's why he's there on Hazard Shift. Very sneaky. But Kingpin, not a problem. Finished with a full yellow bar. Second, we got Captain Marvel, Hazard Shift, Feats of Indestructible 1, Power Focus 1. But again, like we do all the time, we do throw our special 1 when we get it because the degen reduces ability accuracy. And if I get to a second special 1, I'll be fine. Here, unfortunately, I got clipped by our special 1. Still didn't take too much damage. I did have a regen boost on just because I've got the extra boosts. I might as well use them. And there we go, Kingpin shreds Captain Marvel movie. Next up, we have a Mortal Abomination, also Hazard Shift. And again, if you're new to the channel, we run 2 accounts in the same battle group, Path 9, Path 5, lots of minis. We've done the boss in every single war for the past 2 seasons plus. So if you want to see boss circle action, minis, boss fights, lots of fights. This one actually gets us to our over 200 fights this season. 200. Tell me where else you're going to find that. So here we go. We've got, so Kingpin took care of Immortal Abomination, no problem. Now we're on Path 5, Section 1. I'm going to speed this one up. You've seen me do this one before. Like, I'm going to speed it up even more. My fights are sped up. I boost up. But we have so many fights, we got to speed them up in order to fit them into a reasonable amount of time. This Darkhawk fight, it's ebb and flow knockdown, but we're not going to knock him down at all. We're just going to let the combo from Guillotine build up and do all the damage. Unfortunately, sometimes with these long fights, I do get clipped. And even though I was, you can see I was attacking in after the special 1 right there, he pulled off an evade and a parry. Luckily, my combo shield saved me there. But I did get hit. And I think later on in the fight, I might actually lose my combo and have to build it up again. But the goal here, like always with Guillotine 2099, finish the fight when you get to 5% on the defender, drop your special 3, bank the soul, and you start the next fight with 100 combo, and Guillotine works kind of like a Star-Lord. Yeah, that's where I got hit there, unfortunately. Where, you know, her damage increases based on her combo meter, and if you can start with 100 combo, you know, the fights are so much easier. So here, unfortunately, I really had to speed this one up because it just took too long. I got clipped. I'll heal up for the next fight. Not too bad. Just a couple potions. But, you know, here we're almost at the 5% mark. Once we hit it, drop the special 3, and the fight is over. There we go. Next up on Path 5, we've got Hitmonkey. Again, Hitmonkey on Ebb and Flow Knockdown Heavy Hitter. We do this one with Guillotine all the time. Also, same thing, not going to knock him down. He's here because, you know, Darkhawk's there because if you knock him down, he gets his invisibility, the auto blocks. It's really annoying. Here with Hitmonkey, if you knock him down, he's going to, again, be able to purify your stun. He's going to evade on you. You don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and, again, I'm not going to knock him down. I'm just going to let the degen do its thing, and the damage ramp up from Guillotine is nice. You can see this much faster fight here. Technically, I'm only at like 32 hits into the fight because you start with a 100 hit combo. Again, build to get him down to 5%, and then we're going to drop our special 3 on him. So a few more hits here. It's only 52 hits to get him to 5%. We drop the special 3. And that fight is done. Next up, we've got the Power Snack Backup Recovery Doom mini here in Section 1. We're going in with Magneto. We've done this fight in the past this season. Again, Doom's #metal. So Magneto is a great counter here. All I want to do is build up to 1 special 3. Got to be a little bit careful when he throws his specials that he doesn't get his aura. You don't want to throw a special when he has the aura active that he's going to resist it. I'm going to try and not get doom slapped. as best they can here. But really, it's just go ahead, parry heavy, build up to the special 3, get a bunch of prowess going, and watch the bleeds tick them away. So we've done this one a number of times, but it's, and again, I'm super comfortable evading his special 1. I don't want to deal with his special 2. I can evade it, but I prefer not to. There, unfortunately, I got kind of frozen there. I don't know what happened there. And now I go ahead and drop the special 3. Some significant damage from the special 3. Now look at the bleeds. We got 24 bleeds there. All we got to do is back off and watch them drop. So that was sweet. Now we're into section 2, path 9. We have Mephisto on, what is this one? This one is Hazard Shift plus 1 eye open, so I'm going to play this one stun immune. You can parry if you need to, but if you any damage that is being done to the opponent while they are stunned is reflected back onto you. So you want to pretty much play this one stun immune. Mephisto just got to be careful of his power when he has the Incinerate there active. And he does get a little bit of healing there at the end. So we got to go ahead and now finish him off. Wait for him to throw that special 1. Again, I'm used to countering it. I know that sometimes it can be annoying to counter his special 1. But for me, I'm fairly comfortable. Certain guys I'm really comfortable with their specials. Certain ones I always... take on the block, and I find that's the same for lots of different players. Here we have Ghost Rider, Cosmic Ghost Rider, but he is an unstoppable armor champion, so I do have to be careful that when that timer comes around, that whether or not he triggers a unstoppable when he gets his armor up. And I think that's the issue with any unstoppable armor up champion, is just make sure when they get an armor up that they don't also get the unstoppable. Kingpin absolutely shreds it. Now, I haven't fought a Joe Fixit in a long time, and we're going to see what happens here. We got Kinetic Transference, Feats of Indestructible 2, so I'm going to throw my special 1, and the problem is Joe Fixit has a multi-hit special 1 that's hard to evade, and it's going to pump him right back up to a special. So I realize that's the shtick that's going on here. So I'm going to push him to a special 2. But I haven't evaded his special 2 in a while. I thought I was pretty far away, and I got slapped hard here. So now we're just going to, turn the hat around, put on the A game, and finish this one off before any more damage is done. Phew! That was a close call. Next up, we have Killmonger on Footloose and Kinetic Transference. Now, my goal here was with Stealth Suit Spider-Man, and I was going to try and make sure I keep the slow active, but I did a very poor job of managing the reverberation, and I was focused way too much on his specials, on keeping the slow up, and I didn't realize when, I just wasn't taking, you can see I'm putting in all these combos in while he has the reverb on, instead of backing off and kind of letting the reverb disappear. And I took way too much reverb damage in this fight, and it is going to cost us. So you can see I'm just going to, again, I could have waited, I could have backed off and waited for that reverb timer to go on cooldown. Instead, I just kept hitting into him, and you can see he's still above 50%. I'm down to 41. This is not a great scenario here. And at this point, I've lost all my charges, so I'm stuck trying to build up to a special 3, see if I can replenish the slow charges. But again, I keep hitting into him with the reverb damage, and it is just screwing me over. I just did not do a good job of it from the start. I should have been a little more passive and waited for the timer to go down before putting in my big hits. So here again, I'm trying at this point to be a little more cognizant of it and be a little more careful. But yeah, I was going in, throwing all these hits in, not a smart idea. Now it's on cooldown. I figure, okay, I can throw this special, try and get as much damage in, but it's just not enough, and I go down from reverb. So last death of the season, hopefully, is there. And so it is our sixth deaths of the season, but with over 200 fights, I think that that's a pretty good ratio. So let's continue on here. We heal up. At this point, I just want to finish him, so I don't really care about the reverb damage that much. But I did want to heal him up and not bring anyone else in because I did have use for Stealth Suit Spider-Man for a few more fights this war. So he actually is going to put in a little bit of work, which is nice to see. So there we go. He's finally down. Next up, Path 9, we have Thing. Now, this is Ebb and Flow Intercept. Now, what we've said in the past, the last few wars, we've been bringing in Stealth Suit Spider-Man. I do put on the slow. The slow is active. And all I got to do here, really, for the most part, besides getting the slow active, is as long as I can get one Ebb and Flow Intercept Fury going, I can keep it for a long period of time, and I don't have to consistently throw intercepts to do some damage. So there we get the intercept. We've got the Fury active, and then when we dash back, we can pause the Fury. So here I'm just kind of again trying to manage my slow charges. So I still have one left. I'm still doing great. We had applied the slow on the special too, so we've got the extended slow timer. We've kept up the Fury for almost the entire fight. And now we can pretty much just let him throw that special 2 and finish him off. Really nice play there with Stealth Suit Spidey. Next up, we have Guillotine 2099, Ebb and Flow Intercept. We're going to go Magneto, she's hashtag metal, and then we don't have to worry about her Digicloak. We don't have to worry about her invisibility. It's going to be great. A lot easier this way than with anybody else. I find Guillotine can be 2099 can be super annoying, but really happy with how this one went. Yeah, really happy with this one. So again, and the only Magneto is always a catch-22. If you use a hashtag metal champion against a hashtag metal champion in war, there's a chance that you don't get the actual Fury from the Ebb and Flow intercept. So I can intercept her here, but there's a good chance that I'm just not going to get the Ebb and Flow intercept Fury. But at the same time, my damage is not going to be reduced. I can pretty much just bypass the protection. So down goes Guillotine 2099. Last is we got Kitty Pryde on Ebb and Flow Intercept, Mighty Charge. Now this is one of those fights early on in the season that in previous seasons that I've screwed up on, but here we haven't had it that often. But Guillotine with starting with the 100 combo, we're gonna do the same thing we've done with the other ones. We don't have to really bother with the intercept. We do get it there. I do get it, which is great, but it's not essential. But there is another fight that I'm eyeing ahead of here that I want to finish with a special 3, and special ones I'm just going to take on the block. I am not going to try and evade them. It's when I try to evade them and I get too cute with those special 1 evades, you get that incinerate on you and it melts you down so fast you don't know it hit you. So play that one really smart. Only 40 hits to get to the 5%, and down goes Kitty Pryde. Now we are into the boss circle. We got an Unstoppable Armor Sasquatch with Kingpin. We're gonna put 1 Petrification Ray. We're gonna save the other 3 pre-fights for the boss. And Kingpin is gonna come in, and this is Recovery, Safeguard, Indomitable. So we can't really reverse his healing. We could only really pause it to a certain point. But here, Kingpin's going to come in, and we're just going to play a perfect Sasquatch fight, at least in my opinion. I do have to be careful that when he gets the armor up like that, he's unstoppable. Luckily, we didn't get punished there. Kingpin is a tank, so even if I do take a couple hits, it's not really going to be that bad. We're going to continuously bait specials, apply the special 1, keep it up the entire time. That is the plan here. I do have to be careful. Every time that timer... gray timer above Sasquatch comes around, he's going to get an armor up with a chance to also proc a unstoppable. But here, at the same time, he's in Wrath. I can't counter any of his specials in Wrath. I can only counter his heavy attack. His heavy attack does proc an unstoppable, but there's enough time to counter it. So there he does trigger unstoppable again, but we just back off. It's perfect. The timing was perfect. We can parry the entire fight, except for in Wrath. So it's not that bad. Just got to keep an eye on the top right of the screen, see when the Wrath is coming around, and how we're going to deal with it. Even his healing at the end, we're able to out damage it. We're able to keep up. We've been able to keep up the petrify for the entire fight by between special ones and heavies. Now he's starting to get some of his healing back, but he's in Wrath, so we can't really mitigate much of it yet. I am going to continue to try and apply those special ones, keep the petrification rate up, try to help minimize the healing effects. Now that it's down, there's no healing at the moment. Now it's coming back again. But Wrath is down, so we can go ahead, keep applying the Petrify, and with especially with the degens plus the Petrify, we take care of him. Really happy with that Sasquatch fight. Next up is an Ebony Ma on Hazard Shift Stun Immune. Now, one of the most annoying things about Ebony Ma is that he has different ways that he's going to put the degen on you. One of them is hitting into him when you're faltered. But because I got Kingpin with the Hood synergy, when he does apply the falter, as long as I make sure that Kingpin purifies it, then I'll be fine. I can just keep attacking in. You can see I'm approaching falter. I back off. I see that the falter was purified, and now I can go in and just pound into Ebony Ma. He does have an opportunity on his special one to nullify. There he did. He nullified my Fury, and because of that, I take a bit of degen, but it's okay. The Rage stack is letting me heal up the entire time. I'm purifying tons of debuffs, going into overcharge the entire fight, and completely wrecked that Ebony Ma. Next up, we got Strife on Stunning Reflection and Polka Dot Power. So I'm not going to get any power unless I can apply a damage over time. Guillotine can. So I'm going to play this one Stun Immune, and eventually I will be able to pick up some power. It's just Strife after his special one. I'm going to wait, let the cloak disappear, then bait heavies. His heavies are not too bad to counter at all, and when I build up to a special one, I'll start spamming special ones. I don't really want to deal with Strife's special 2. I don't mind waiting out the special 1, like the cloak that he puts on, wait out his invisibility. I know that I started with 100 charges, so all I got to do is be patient, and I'm going to have more than enough damage ramped up to take down this Strife. So again, bait another heavy attack. Bait is special 1. Same thing over and over again. Nice and slow. Don't have to rush. The damage is just increasing with every hit. Throw another special 1, and that is it for Strife. Next up, we have Mr. Fantastic. This is the going to be a Stealth Suit Spider-Man fight. Brute Force, Hard Knock Life, Limber. We do have the pre-fight from Guidance Boost from White Mags. But we're going to put on the slow with Stealth Suit Spider-Man. We got class advantage. We're going to put the extended slow on with the special 2. And as long as Mr. Fantastic wants to continue to throw specials, we don't have to worry too much about brute force. We're just going to continue to hit into him. I am going to cycle my specials a little bit just so that I keep up the same damage. I don't want to have reduced damage on any of my specials. And Mr. Fantastic, we're completely avoiding any of his annoying evades. So we're keeping up the slow the entire time. We don't have to worry about him evading us. Again, alternating specials so that I don't get any of them stuck with the reduced damage. Get a nice big special 2 there. And we should have more than enough time on the slow debuff to finish off this Mr. Fantastic. Get another parry off. And there he goes. Last but not least, we are running the Defiance attack tactic again, and Mr. Fantastic is a Defiance attacker, and we are immune to buffs. We are immune to buffs, so I do not have to worry about degen at all for this Mojo fight. Unfortunately, he was not he was not working too well. I did have to block a bunch of special 2s. I tried to get him into a rotation of special 1s ideally, but sometimes he just doesn't want to throw his specials. And even myself, I should have thrown specials there to double up on my debuffs. Like I should have tried to apply like the special 1 to keep reapply them and then get the special 2, but it's fine. And you can see I can still evade even though I'm immune to buffs. I can still dex. I'm just immune. I won't get the dexterity buff. So it's a little bit of a long one, but you can watch the rest of the fight. But the season is done. We've done. We finished a 195 and 6 on the season. 201 fights. We got the boss solo, all 12 wars. I know MVP is an arbitrary stat, but between the two accounts, there's technically 24 chances to get an MVP because you could get both MVPs, and I think we finished with 11 out of 24 possible MVPs. So it's pretty awesome, really enjoyable season. There is a chance that I might be moving up to a higher tier for next year. Not next year, but the next season of Alliance War. So look out for that. That might be there might be some more interesting fights down the road. So keep an eye on the channel. Lots of stuff to look for. We've got lots of playlists. If you're looking for some Act 6 boss fights, they're there. If you're looking for, I'm almost done. We'll have every single boss fight for Act 7 will be up on the channel. We'll have some more live streams coming up. We just did one last night doing my junior account's initial last path in for the initial run in Act 7 against Superior King. So lots of fun stuff always coming. We've got this last week the side quest is coming out today, so hopefully sometime tomorrow or later this evening or tomorrow we'll have the final week up. So lots of fun stuff ahead, and thanks so much for watching as always. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a great one.